Chris Rock responded to Will Smith in an emotional and thought-provoking interview. He admitted that he was moved by Smith's speech and recognized how powerful it was. Rock pointed out that even though Smith was talking about systemic racism, white people have faced their own kind of systemic racism too, one where they are denied of opportunities and benefits based on their economic status. Rock nodded to the work of Smith to make the world better and shared that he was also doing his part, citing his own work to help make better communities for Black people. He went on to say that despite the racism he and others had faced, they were still capable of achieving so much. Rock praised Smith for his path toward making a difference and inspiring others, calling him the biggest movie star in planet Earth. He discussed how Smith was able to remain humble and recognize his privilege, while also showing that he was still able to succeed in his chosen field. He then focused on how learning to succeed after experiencing racism was difficult, and in some cases, impossible. Rock said that Smith had given something of value when he talked about this, and that he had a responsibility to continue to speak out to support social justice movements. The comedian highlighted how Smith was able to talk intelligently about systematic racism and being in the right side of history. He also talked about the fact that Smith spoke his mind during this time and wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind. He outlined Smith's ability to keep his head about him and not act like a Black celebrity, which Rock said was phenomenal. Rock made clear that Smith's attitude was what made him a leader, and that he should be looked up to and respected. He expressed his admiration for Smith being able to stay focused on the issue, instead of getting caught up in the news cycle. In his response to Smith, Rock said that even though people might be mad about racism, they still have to stay focused and organized in order to change things. He highlighted the importance of being real, stating that Smith was someone who could really make a difference in the world. The comedian shared his view that Smith had already made a big impact and inspired others, using it as an example of what can be achieved when someone stands up against injustice. Rock touched on Smith's unique understanding of the issue, citing his line about "we have to choose our battles wisely" as one example. He commented on Smith's discussion of how the status quo must be changed, in order to bring about real and lasting reform. He then talked about how Smith had been able to use his platform to talk about difficult topics that others might not want to discuss. Rock praised Smith's willingness to go out on a limb for what he believed in, saying it showed just how determined he was to make an impact. He also applauded Smith's ability to stay visionary and look beyond the issue at hand, citing his focus on bringing about a more equitable future as the goal. The comedian touched on Smith's passion for making a change and fighting for what is right, acknowledging how inspiring and powerful it is to watch. Rock then talked about Smith's commitment to engaging with the issue at a deeper level, noting that he had a unique ability to tackle complex issues head-on. He talked about the importance of having a critical eye when it comes to these tough subjects, citing Smith's intellectual depth and willingness to think outside the box as an example. Finally, he concluded that Smith had shown admirable leadership in the face of adversity, not shying away from the difficult topics but engaging with them and doing his best to make a difference.